Hey ghosties, welcome to my new channel! My name is Wendy and today we're diving into something spooky. This whole month on my channel is gonna be Halloween themed. So I wanted to start this spooky season off with my personal stories. Disclaimer, I'm not sure what I believe in. I do believe that there is a certain energy around us. Today we're gonna talk about two separate stories that happened to me in my life that until this day still give me the creeps and I cannot explain scientifically how they happened. So, grab your snacks, turn your lights down low, and let's get spooky. I remember my first haunted experience like it was yesterday. I believe I was around 10 or 13 years old when this happened. At the time, I was home alone a lot. My parents went out almost every weekend, and my parents wouldn't come home until like early in the morning. And it was always during these times when the house was silent and I was all alone, things started to happen. It began with small, unsettling noises. It started with hearing footsteps in the kitchen and in my parents' bedroom. I lived in a small apartment separated with a wall. The living room was my parents' bedroom. There was only a wall in between. At first, as I still do sometimes, I brushed it off. Of course, I got scared because I was young, but eventually they became too frequent. But that was just the beginning. And I was in bed and I turned everything off in the house. And then in the middle of the night, the TV in the living room turned on. Like the volume was so loud. The volume all the way up. I remember my heart just bouncing through my chest, but I had to get out of bed to turn it off because we lived in an apartment complex, so there were people upstairs. So loud noises, right? So I had to get out of bed and turn the TV off all the time. And it would scare the fuck out of me. Like, I'm like 11 years old. Why would you scare a kid like that, Ghost? It's not nice. Other times when I was watching TV late at night, it would just go to a white screen with white noise. Really loud also. So that's how everything started. But of course, that wasn't the only thing. My first video going exactly as I thought it would, because I am clumsy as fuck. Okay, I'm back. It's still a mess here and it smells and it's sticky, but what do you want? Alright, then there were these dreams. Strange and vivid nightmares about a kid named Billy. Billy was a kid that kept returning in my dreams. A little blonde boy, I believe around 8 years old. And something about him just felt off. And then came the sleep paralysis. I would wake up in the middle of the night, completely paralyzed. And I saw this figure standing in my doorway, just smiling at me. I couldn't move. I couldn't scream. I could only watch it staring at me, smiling. Of course, it could just be sleep paralysis, or I was just going completely insane, because at that time, there was a lot going on in my life. Lots of trauma happened at that age, so maybe my brain was just making everything up. I have a guitar in my bedroom, and I was just home alone again. I was watching some TV. Suddenly, from my bedroom, I hear... That's what I heard. Something went past the strings of my guitar. There was no one there. I was in the living room, so it wasn't me. The wind does not do that. There has to be something going past it. My only explanation for that was like it was some type of like big bug or something that went past it. But it really sounded like fingers. Like that was the final straw for me. It absolutely scared the shit out of me. Now that I think back of it, maybe Billy just really wanted to play guitar. Maybe Billy was very artsy, very cutesy. He could have just asked, you know? So naturally, after all this, I told my parents, and of course, they didn't believe me. To them, it was just a kid's overactive imagination. Oh boy, were they wrong. This one night, everything changed. I was lying in bed again and I couldn't sleep because I was scared. My parents were home this time and I had a bed in the corner of the room, but there was this like tiny space behind the bed left. It was also the corner where in my dreams I saw that kid. Out of nowhere, I felt it. Something was running their hands through my hair like this. Very gently. I screamed, I cried, I ran out of bed to my parents. Of course they didn't believe me. At first. My mom tried to calm me down, my dad said it was my mind just playing tricks on me. But I refused to go back to that room. So in an effort to prove that there was nothing, my mom offered to sleep in my bed that night and I could stay in my parents' bed. An hour later, she was back, shaking, scared. It's weird to see my mom like that. It was really weird. And then she said it. I felt it too. She had felt the same presence behind her while she was laying in that bed. So there was no more denying it. There was something in that room. Next day, We moved the bed to another place. We rearranged the room and we cleaned out the whole space behind it. And strangely, just like that, nothing happened anymore. It was like whatever happened there was gone. And moving that bed was somehow the solution. And I cannot explain it till this day. Alright, so that experience could have been like just a kid with a lot of trauma making things up, right? But the second story is actually quite recent. So here we go. Are you ready? Do you got a new drink? Because I didn't, because I'm scared I will throw it on the floor again. Anyway, it was during COVID I found myself living with my ex because it was easier because of the quarantine. At the time we were spending lots of time indoors because we had a lockdown. My ex always had a way of telling stories. I always thought she was making things up. Not just paranormal stories, you know, just things, I don't know. She was like,
we're not gonna talk about it right now, but
it came to a point that like I didn't believe her anymore when she was telling me crazy things. I was just like, the lockdown is getting to us, it's the anxiety and stress of it. So when she started telling me that she was seeing faces and figures at night, I didn't believe her because I didn't feel any bad energy. She'd wake me up in the middle of the night saying that she saw faces in the corner. And then I would wake up, I would check the corner, didn't see anything. And would just be like, it's okay, there's nothing there, no worries. So I kind of brushed it off, chalking it up as like nightmares or anxiety. You know, just another thing to scare me. One night she woke me up again, same story. So I was kind of done with it, you know. Maybe I got kind of angry and I was like, all right, well, if you're here, show it to me then. And they did, I guess. There was no wind, no windows open or anything like that. There was no one else in the room. And my boot just fell on the floor with like a loud thud, like it was pushed. I have to admit, it really creeped me out, but again, I kind of just brushed it off. I don't know why, I was just kind of done with the whole stress in the relationship too. I just kind of forgot it happened. Things escalated after that. It kept happening to her. Still, for me, I didn't really feel anything. I didn't notice anything. But eventually she got scared, so she reached out to someone to help us. Somebody came to her house to cleanse. I wasn't really into that sort of thing, but I decided to join out of respect for my ex. Like, if it would make her feel better, why not? So the woman arrived and she had like sage and she started cleaning our energy around us. And then she looked at my ex and said there was bad energy around her and something heavy that she was attracting. Looking back, I understand why now, but that's another story for a different time. The woman started walking around the house and we didn't say anything about the presence or where my ex always saw the presence, but the woman walked straight up to that corner with her sage. And you can believe me in this or not, I don't care. A lot of people don't believe me when I say this. I am a skeptic and I saw this happening in front of my eyes. She walked up with the sage, the smoke was white. She walked straight to that corner where my ex always saw the faces and the figures, and the smoke turned black. I cannot explain it. The woman wasn't startled at all though, and she said that it was not a bad spirit, it was a spirit that lost its way, and she helped guiding it upstairs, that's what she said, and smoke turned normal again. She assured it wasn't evil, just lost and confused. I just stood there like watching a shock. I had never seen anything like that, only in movies. I can't deny what I saw, but it still doesn't really make sense to me. Like, maybe she did something with the sage or anything. I don't know. I have no clue, but I did see it happen. And after that, my ex never had that problem again. So I guess it worked. So if you ever think your house is haunted, just know that you're not alone. Literally. My camera died. Ah! Anyways, those are my two stories. What do you guys think? Do you believe in ghosts or do you think there's an explanation for this? Let me know in the comments below. If you have any spooky stories of your own, please let me know and maybe you will make it in the next video. Anyways, thanks for watching. Don't forget to hit a thumbs up and subscribe. And yeah, stay safe, stay spooky, and I'll see you in the next one. Also, I'm going to Japan in October, so if you want to see some vlogs from Japan, be sure to stick around and I'll see you soon. Bye.